Hello, everyone. My name is Happy. Welcome to information that I feel is much needed to actually get out into the world when it comes to actually understanding the dynamics, when it comes to a higher understanding of spirituality, as well as more so the understanding of totality when it comes to the body, the temple, the Markabah, the spaceship, this vehicle, and how we can go inward to actually understand a better understanding, to actually get a better understanding of how not just the body works on the inside, but as the famous ancient quotes goes, as above, so below, as within, as so without. So we have been actually going outside of ourselves to get in tune with ourselves instead of going inside ourselves to actually get in tune with ourselves. So I have been doing a lot of research. I have been doing a lot of reading. I take a lot of notes. I'm working on just strengthening my memory as well as my focusing skills and abilities to actually basically process information. Been using my critical thinking skills. Um, I try to be as not as blunt as possible, but more so as detailed as possible. So, with that being said, my name is Happy again. I am in the study of actually the internal understanding of self, understanding thyself, going through these different techniques to actually bring thyself to the surface, the inner being, the true you. And I use techniques such as Tai Chi, um, Qigong, Pranayama, crystal healing, numerology, natal charts. I have a whole list of people that is out here doing a fantastic job when it comes to getting information that is much needed out in the world to help the human being advance to a higher understanding of themselves. So my hats off to everyone out there that is actually doing the work, putting in the time to make things happen, not just for their families, but for our communities, the community setting around us as well. I am a free thinker. I am a not just dreamer, but what a dreamer when it comes to actually getting this understanding of oneness and totality out there, so we can bring this to the surface with our children because they will continue to be in this world after we are no longer needed in this world. So keep that in mind. So we're gonna hop right into it with the information that I've collected over a couple of years. I have came up with my own diagram on all the information that I have received, and a lot of this right here, as you can see, is the human body. Now you're not going to see, of course, the wordings on the body itself, so I'm going to point to certain things and tell you exactly what it is, so you can actually know exactly what I'm saying and how it correlates to what I'm saying. So basically, this is the body and its auric field. Sorry, y'all, forgot my bells. Like I said, you're not going to see everything, so we're going to work our way from the top down. All because this is the first spiritual eye. And this is an understanding in simple terms that this is how we fell from grace. We started here and worked our way down to here. And the body itself is ruled by these seven meridians. These same, they're called chakra points that actually controls the human biological field. So What I'm going to do is go up and down, and we're going to get into detailing about the auric field, which is actually the colors around it. As you can see, it matches the colors of the original rainbow. And it's a reason why a lot of people use these colors, because images is very important. It has a lot to do with colorology and how the brain itself stimulate images and pictures and symbols and sigils and things of that nature to actually sink deep within the subconscious and plant seeds to actually manifest whatever that color, whatever that picture, whatever you sing. So it's really a lot of mental um, boundaries that we need to reset for ourselves. It's for like the physical boundaries, how we set boundaries with people and how we set boundaries around our jobs and things of that nature. It's time to start setting mental boundaries on who you allow in your space when it comes to your energy field and your auric field and these chakra points in your mind, your body, and your soul. So it's very critical because your soul is up for the snatching and it can be taken. So, no further ado, let's get right into it. First, we're going to go into the definition of the human aura. The human aura is defined, and I'm reading from the book of by Swami Panchata. It is the human aura and the astral colors and thought forms, as well as the knowledge myself I put together on this diagram, uh, picture graph, whatever you want to call it, to show you exactly the meaning of the detail of the human aura. So, by definition, the human aura, um, as by Swami Panchata, is a fine ethereal radiation of emanation surrounding each and every human being. It extends from 2 to 3 feet in all directions from the body. It's an oval shape, and they kind of put it in the mind of an egg, and it equals a lot of psychic atmosphere or magnetic atmosphere, more dense and think in the portion nearest the body, and then gradually becoming more tenuous, thin, and distant as the distance from the body is increased, his magnetic or her magnetic atmosphere. Now, this meaning the human aura itself is is 2 to 3 feet wide from your space of being, like it's 3 inches outside this body, 3 to 5 inches. And what it is a protective type of invisible energy that you have been born with because of the structure of the magnetism that we are multidimensional beings, stardust, that we are basically walking energy. The aura field itself is a protective shield on the outside veil of things of existence that we can't see with the two naked eyes. And what we need to do is strengthen it to make it go as far as possible, more than 3 to 5 inches. And outside of that, to where you can even see people aura or the color of their aura when they walk into your presence. Because that's the power of the mind, and that's how powerful the mind is. So that's why I said it's a lot of mental baggage that we carry around unknowingly, and a lot of it still stems from the childhood essence of being and the traumatization that we all have different occurrences through our life. So it's time to get back your original existence and to continue to flourish, and know that a lot of this physicality when it comes to these entities, which is energies, has a lot to do with the beings within your body and not outside your body. Okay, so again, the auric field as the 3 to 5 inches, you want to protect your auric field at all times. So this is where it come in when you do different exercises, yoga. And let me get it straight too. A lot of these techniques that I'm speaking of has nothing but the foundation of a lot of Kemetic science, which is the original name for Egypt, is Kemet, as well as a lot of Eastern science when it comes to Hinduism, Sumerian, things like, in that area, Atlanteans. Thought was one of those Atlanteans who actually ruled the world when it comes to the knowledge itself and wisdom of the existence of all existence of being. So it's a lot of knowledge in his books that he left behind to actually be a module for the people. So anyway, you have to continue to try to keep your auric field strong as possible, because there's vampires out here that feeds off your energy, and anytime you allow someone to uh, take that energy away from you, it's basically draining life from you. Life itself is breath, and without it, you will not exist. So, in order to continue longevity, you have to control and be able to understand the body itself and the breath and how to contain it and use these techniques, Tai Chi, Qigong, Reiki, the shadow work that we have to do within ourselves of the darkness we all have to deal with individually, and crystal healing. It's so many methods that we can use, and these are the things that I have came to understanding that I have the power in. So Reiki healing, numerology, getting in tune with numbers, symbols, sigils, getting in tune with a higher understanding of me. So we're going to start at the top because, like I said, the planets have a lot to do with our existence of being, the stars itself. And we're going to go over with this chart. It explains the cosmic music notes and tones, and actually where they get the tones from. C, D. C is with the root chakra. D, well, I'm not going to get into that just yet. We're going to come back. I apologize. So I just want to explain overall what this is going to go over in detail. So it's going to be the cosmic tones. 7 correlates with everything on this chart. Um, we're going to go over the DNCNs of the body and go over each one and understand exactly what it is. We're going to actually go over each astral plane color and its meaning and understanding, and the colors themselves when it comes to the chakras, and what part of the body each one of these chakras are in control of, so you can get an understanding in detail, just in case, for instance, this blue A, the music note La, um, is the third eye chakra. So if you're having headaches just out the clear blue, something with your eyes are not correlating right to where you're not seeing correctly, or your balance is off, this has a lot to do with your third eye. It's out of balance. And you have to do some meditative type exercises, or some binaural beats, or listen to a guided meditative video or something of that nature that has direct aim to helping you clear any, I don't want to use negative, but any unwanted space of thought that is no longer needed. So that's just an example. So starting with, whew, thank you, Sue, for this opportunity to be able to share and be in existence of wholeness and oneness. I welcome my celestial ancestors. I welcome my ancestors. I welcome my higher self. And I continue to walk in divine power, divine steps, and continue to search for divine wisdom. So just want to make sure I give homage, pay homage, continue to be grateful for everything that I have learned, as well as learning, as well as continue to push the agenda of understanding thyself. Ashe. Had to get that out the way, y'all. I have to really start doing it and making sure I do that first. So, starting at the top. We're going to go first to the crown chakra. Now, each level, I started at the top, but I'm going to push the camera down when we get to the bottom to see, even though you can't see the words. So I'm going to go over detail, explain them. So starting from the top, this would be actually um, the crown chakra. And the crown chakra has everything to do with your halo, like your more spiritual understanding of self, your higher understanding of self, the Christ crystallization within you, the purity of heart. It has a lot to do with the wings that they speak of with the angels, and it actually is what we're starting. We're starting back here to try to get back here and receive our crown. And the crown chakra has everything to do with the nervous system, the brain, and depression. So you would do things with exercises around these. Maybe some concentration on just sitting still, understanding yourself in a different aspect just by sitting still and listening. The ancestors is always not just there, but they're always willing to give you little nudges on the shoulder and little whispers in your ear to guide you in the direction that you truly want to go within your heart. So we're all reaching for this crown chakra. And this is how we fail from this crown chakra, because we have already had it. We decided to sign up for this experience. And now we're going through it until we get back to it. So we're going to move to the next one. The next one is A, cosmic tone, which is, I'm sorry, the crown chakra is T. So we're going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Okay? Those are the 7 cosmic tones. And also B for the crown chakra, A would be for the third eye, which again I expressed earlier in the video that it has a lot to do with headaches, eye condition, and balance. And you should do exercises around that to actually balance what's necessary. You want to get all these in sync, because once you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in sync with one another, the heart chakra being the middle, we have a higher aspect of the heart, has a lot to do with the spiritual aspect of being, and then we have the lower bottom of the heart that has a lot to do with the physical, carnal feeling of being. So once we get this in sync and actually get this heart chakra balanced with purity of heart, like Christ, then we will receive that opening of enlightenment of understanding. So that's really good to know, because I'm chasing my crown and I'm not letting anything stop me. So let's move on to the next one. Will be the throat chakra, which is soul, and it is a representation of light blue. Okay, Lord. Crown is purple. This is an indigo type blue of the third eye. And the throat chakra is like a nice bright blue, as you can see right here. So the throat chakra itself, again, is the letter G. And I have the bells for them too. That's G. That will be A. This will be B. Now, having these tones in your presence to actually use the bells brings a significancy when it comes to putting all 7 of the chakras in balance. And it also helps with just getting in tune with the cosmic tones, because the world was made first off. First was the word, which is a vibration, which is a thought. So the first energy of being came from word, came from thought. The thoughts is more powerful than the words. That's why it's really called a double-edged sword. because a lot of things you speak, you want to be aware of, because with the English language being the lowest frequency alphabet of speaking on this earth, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to learning the etymology of the words themselves, to see the origin of where they exactly come from, because every letter really kind of can tell a story, because it being a symbol, numbers are symbols, and that's how the universe works. They actually answer to symbols, numbers, colors. So it's more so they're not working with the word language of the world. Now that you speak in the ancient uh, language itself influently. So moving back, the throat chakra is actually is a part of the respiratory system. Uh, it's for the neck and it's for the throat. And also going to the next letter, the F is the heart chakra, which is green, and it's Fa, and it's the letter F with the cosmic tone, and this is the letter F. So it is in control of it's for heart disease, lungs, asthma. The E is yellow, and it's the solar plexus. Um, it's actually where the soul itself resides. That's where it gets solar, because we are solar beings, and it's controlled, and it's the sound me, which is the letter E, and it sounds like this. Let's see. I should show y'all each one, because I have each bell that goes with each letter. So it is in control of the digestive system, the organs, and the glands, as well as the kidneys. And the letter D is orange, and it has to do with the sacral chakra. And the sound for that is Ray, and the letter for that is D. And it has a lot to do with the bladder, your lower back, and your abdomen, and everything that surrounds that area. And it's the sacral chakra, again, color orange. Now, the root chakra, which is where we at here on this physical level of a carnal being, is where we fell all the way from her down here. Oh, excuse me. So basically, this would be your devil. In a sense. So don't let the hype fool you, man. It has a lot to do with the body parts and controlling this lower cannibalistic led mindset that we have. And we're starting all over again to recreate the spiritual aspect of ourselves. So the root chakra is the color red. It's the letter C, and it is dough. And the letter C itself sounds like this. And it has a lot to do with your joints, your bones, and your lower intestine. So with all these, with the tones and everything else, each one explaining what part of the body it controls. Anytime you feel out of alignment or some type of pain, it has a lot to do with one of these, if not several, out of alignment. And that's why we do a lot of exercises and different techniques to get the body tantra. A lot of people do tantra, sex magic. It's so much that you can do to raise your vibrational awareness. And I'm just trying to give a few ways to do it. Everything I do is from not just the heart, it's to understand that it's information that needs to be heard to help someone else, that like it truly has helped me. So next part, we're going to go over the astral auric field of understanding these colors. And we're going to go down, because you do see C, but you really don't need to see, because you see the colors themselves. So I'm going to go with the red. We're going to start with the red right here, which is the first layer of being closest to the body. That's why it's so hard to break a lot of habits too, because this physical self has a hold on, or basically have our higher existence on lockdown, and we have to unlock a lot of doors, especially if we've been hard in a lot of trauma and a lot of dramatization and been through a lot of unwanted poverty throughout life. Hardships, things like that. The number 7, sacrifice, physical sacrifice. So this is the layer that's the thickest. You got to get through it. So basically, the red plane of the physical existence is the root of all our decisions. It's the passions, it's the conditionings, uh, the confidence, it's the physical strength. So it's the physical part of the astral realm. Yeah, Lord. Is that the astral? Yeah, the astral realm. No, the physical realm. Now the orange, right here or right here, whichever one you want to call it, all this stuff correlates in one, is basically the etheric aura. And it is for you to boost your creative inspiration and energy, inclusion, clarity, creativity, and it radiates energy. Now, the yellow is the explanation for the emotional aura. It is a set point for divine light. It raises our energetic vibrations to angelic levels, prime roots, clarity, refocus, um, and it helps sharpen your intellect. And that's the yellow auric field, which is the emotional aura. The green, which is the heart area, the chakra, the heart chakra, is the vital aura. And it is of rebirth, renewal, healing, universal color of growth, rejuvenation, health, wealth, and mental protection. The blue, correlated with the throat chakra, is the astral aura, and its calmer levels of being enhances psychic ability, helps with dream interpretation, and it stimulates your intuition. Now, the blue that correlates with the third eye is the lower mental plane. It has deep periods of reflection, contemplation, protection during your spiritual journey. Now, the highest plane of existence, which is the purple, which is the crown chakra that we spoke of, is the higher mental plane, which is the angelic energies, the expressing of the childlike love, the innocence of a child, the purity, the unconditional divine love of the Creator, which is within yourself. The Christ of yourself lives within you. So this expresses how your body as a whole works. It's exactly how it works. So we're gonna move on to the last part, which is the stubble. Which is the DNTNs. We have these 3 parts of the body that is very vital to existence, and it's like a channel of energy flowing to where we can actually get it rotating in the right direction. Corey, 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 shut up. Oh, excuse me, I had to make sure I got my notes. So, okay, with the DNTNs are channels of energy that lives within your body, and it's cut off in 3 sections. So we're going to go over each part of the DNTNs because this has a lot to do with the Reiki healing that I speak of, that I can actually show you how to do and teach you how to do. and with the qigong as well, pranayama, and I'm missing one. So what we're gonna do is go over each DNCM and exactly what it do. So this is the stubble organ, which would be the highest part of the body, and it is called the upper tien, and um it is the first crystal room, the upper brain that generates too much energy. It can subsequently transfer, store it in the organs, heart, lungs, liver, spleen, stomach, pancreas, kidneys, access sexual energy, and it store our spiritual intelligence. And that will be like I said, the upper 10, which is the crystal room, which is the upper room they speak of in the Bible actually. It's the upper part of the brain. And we have to basically crystallize that the pineal gland to the highest of high when it comes to the angelic being that we truly are, the light being, the divine being, the divine presence, the Christ within us. So that's what that is explaining when it comes to the upper TNTN on that level. And the middle DNTN, the middle 10TN, has a lot to do with the heart. So that's the middle part. And the heart center between the two nipples, the middle mind, the conscious, the fire, which is what equals the heart, which equals the original spirit, shu. The meridians or rivers of energy. So you can actually use that to understand what part of the body it actually controls, what part you can work on, some of the methods of Tai Chi, Qigong that you can actually do, pranayama techniques that you can actually do, breathing techniques that you can do to get in tune with that higher vibration of the heart itself. And the lower DNCN is has a lot to lower 10TN has a lot to do with the abdominal region of the body. It's surrounding the navel, and it's like an empty uh it's like an empty river or ocean. It's the lower mind of its feeling. It's let me see, I can't see that. It's awareness, and it's like fire underwater. And this is the like I said, the first one is the stubble origin. This is the chi, which is the stubble energy, and the lower tension is the materialization, which is the physical part of understanding. So it's like yin and yang, which is day and sunrise, night and day, female and male, all the opposites of duality that you can think of. And all this right here, we have to get back in tune, get back in alignment with the original self of understanding, and know that a lot of these stories, even in mythology, has a lot to do with the foundation of science. Like Thought actually brought, Tahuti actually brought, which he has a Hermes, actually brought a lot of the science part of this space to us, the science part of the intelligence when it comes to architecture, healing, uh, architecture, healing, herbs. I mean, you name it. The cosmic laws, just the wisdom he carried, and the foundation of the principles that we were actually built on from the original structure of being. And now we can bring all that information up to speed to where we at right now, and be accountable, not just for our actions, but be accountable for us making better decisions so we can work on leaving a better legacy for our babies, because that's who counts. So I want to thank everybody for listening. If you would like to build with me, please send me an email at universalsoul, SOUL, thanking, at gmail.com. I'm on Facebook as Happy Williams. I'm on IG as the original Happy, DA underscore ORIG underscore HAPPI, if I'm not mistaken, or PY. And please subscribe. Please like if you like it. I heard that if you have to like the videos now to make sure that they stay in rotation. So I just want to put the information out there. Where I'm from, it's not popping. And if it is, somebody tell me. Um, all right, you guys. Again, uh, I'm into crystal healing. I have crystals for sale, Reiki, minerals, rocks, and stones for sale. Um, I have sage, Palo Santo, numerology charts, natal charts. If you want to print them out, I got that. So I have access to that as well. I have packages when it comes to cleansing of the homes, Reiki healing, um, Qigong sessions, Tai Chi sessions, Pranayama sessions. Please use me as this vessel that I've signed up to be, and know that everything I do is not just authenticity. It has everything comes from the heart of truly experiencing this phenomenal way of being and understanding. So, peace, love, and energy, everybody.